Hey, so this is kind of new for me. I've never done this before. This is my second video in one day. So I'm wearing the same clothes as in another video, but I'm sure there's like lots of videos where I'm wearing the same clothes just because I only have so many clothes. And if I happen to record it on a day where I'm wearing the same hoodie as I was another day, there's a chance I'm probably wearing the same hat. Probably have 3 or 4 hats that I switch between, maybe 3 or 4 hoodies. So twice a week you might see the same thing. At any rate, doesn't matter. I missed creating a video yesterday, Thursday, because I had rehearsal, and by the time work was done, I'd pack up all my stuff, and then I didn't get home till late, so I didn't create one. So I'm going to do a twofer, and they might come out the same day. They might come out a day after. So this could be Saturday, or it could be Friday. So either Happy Friday or Happy Saturday, depending on what it is. So over the years, my approach to guitar tone has changed. In the early days, like most young men, it was all distortion and heavy metal, and clean guitar was not a thing that I ever considered. And then slowly I got older and taste changed a little bit. And for a long time, I would put the guitar on the bridge pickup and just dial in some gnarly tone, and that was kind of it. Lately, what I've been doing is it started with this guitar, maybe with the Strat. I had a Strat, maybe a little bit with the Strat, but not much. But typically with this guitar and the Les Paul primarily. The Les Paul particularly because it has a very dark neck pickup and a very bright bridge pickup. I find it better to dial in the neck pickup to get a nice, fat, good sound with a little bit of overdrive. And then when you go to the bridge pickup, you usually want a bunch of gain. You typically want to push the amp into an overdrive state. Turn this reverb off for a minute. You actually want to push the amp into an overdrive state at that point. So you're either going to hit it with an overdrive pedal, or if not, if it's kind of gritty and still kind of clean, you can always roll off the tone to get it where you want. You can't do that with the if the neck is too weak, you can't make it stronger. The bridge is strong by nature, so you can always tame that. So I always go to the neck pickup when I'm dialing in an amp. This is just the amp. I don't have my pedal board. It's still in the other room, packed away. It's an amp. I don't have 2 cameras, so I'm just going to tell you what the settings are, and then you can hear them, hopefully. And AC15, normal channel. I do like the top boost, but I use the normal most of the time. And I've tried to turn everything down. So right now the volume's at probably 10 o'clock. The main volume is at the master volume is at 10 o'clock. The normal, which would be the gain knob, is at like 1. It's at like 1. So that means, actually, if I go by numbers, that means the volume's at probably 3. But it's not gonna, it doesn't have much gain, so it's not going to be that loud. I've turned the tone all the way to the left, which I think is the brightest setting. I can't remember. And I've turned the reverb completely off. When I do the reverb, I'll have the reverb on 10, because to my ear, that's where it sounds the best. On this amp, I just think, I don't know anything about the reverb bank in here. I don't know if it's just a digital thing, if there's like an actual mechanical thing in there. But it's a good sounding reverb. It's just weak. It's really weak. So here's what I would do. Dialing in an amp, that would be my clean tone, right? That's usable. It has no reverb on it, so it sounds good. It's really dry. But what I would want is I want clean. I want more grit than that. So I would start by dialing. I'll start by dialing the volume back and dialing the master volume back and turn the gain volume up. little more grit to it. I like that. So now I'm going to crank the reverb. I'll put it at like 50% to show you what I mean about it being weak. So this is a reverb at like 50%. It's okay. But if I go 100, I like this better. So it's decent. So that's still kind of clean for me. So the next thing I would do would dial in my mids. So I would take that, it's called tone cut, and I would set it at about noon and then adjust from there. Set that at about noon. Now that it's darker and I have more mids in it, I have a good balance of chords and single notes. I might give it just a little more gain so it has a little more bite. Okay, so now I can pick really soft and it's nice and clean and I can dig in and it gets a bit gritty. So this is the edge of breakup thing. Now if I go full bridge, we'll see what this sounds like. It's not bad. If I roll back the tone just a little bit. And really that's about it. So that's what I would, now I don't have any pedals. So now if I had pedals, I would start the modulation stuff, right? I probably wouldn't use the reverb pedal if I have the reverb cranked on here. Sometimes I'll have the reverb at 50% and use the reverb pedal to give me a little extra. And everything else is pretty good, so I would use that as a good starting point. So now, the most important thing to me would be that's a good guitar tone to me. And that's a good place to start. So, if you don't do that, try dialing your neck pickup in first and see what kind of tone you can get. All right, that's all. See you later.